to the DK in Combat podcast. I am D.
Have you ever noticed that sometimes you're arguing with someone who isn't even there? Not out loud, inside, driving home, laying in bed, standing in the shower, replaying a conversation that happened 10 years ago, explaining yourself to someone who has probably forgotten the entire situation, winning imaginary arguments, losing imaginary arguments, fighting battles inside your own head. Who are you talking to? And more importantly, who is talking back? We all did that experience. We are still doing it. Most people believe every thought they have, every opinion, every fear, every criticism, every insecurity, as if every sentence that appears in the mind must automatically be true. But think about that for a second. If every thought were true, why do your thoughts contradict each other? It's a very logical question. If everything comes to your mind is true, then why do your thoughts contradict each other? One day, I'm going to build something incredible. The next, I'm probably not good enough. You see that self doubt? 1 hour, I trust Allah. The next, what if everything falls apart? You are contradicting yourself again. Which one is you? Because they can't both be you. So which one? Who's right, who's wrong? One of the ideas that stood out to me early in the mirror is the invitation to step back and observe these mental patterns instead of immediately identifying with them. The author describes many recurring thoughts as conditioned programming rather than the deepest truth about who we are. That hit me. Same thing I had studied in NLP also. For the one people who don't know, NLP is neuro linguistic programming. It's exact same scenario, same rule. Become an observer. When I was reading this in the mirror, that hit me really hard because I started thinking about coaching. Over the years, I have trained children, teenagers, professional athletes, executives, business owners, mothers, fathers, people from every background imaginable, and from every nationality, almost every nationality I've been working with. And something strange kept repeating. Different people, different stories, different countries, same voice, same doubt. I am not enough. It's unbelievable. The worlds change slightly, but underneath, it's always the same message. Oh, I'm too late. I'm too old. I'm too fat. I'm too weak. I'm not smart enough. I'm not successful enough. I'm not religious enough. I'm not worthy. It's almost like someone copied and pasted the same script into millions of human beings. I always tell people that I work with almost every nationality, and I am astonished by the fact that how similar all of human beings are, and yet we refuse to accept that. Here's what's fascinating. Nobody teaches confidence naturally, but somehow Everyone learns self doubt. How? Why don't you end up learning confidence naturally? Why self doubt? Why are you doubting yourself? How does that happen? Where does it come from? Were you born believing you were not enough? No. A newborn baby doesn't compare itself to any other baby. A newborn baby is fearless. A child doesn't worry about status. A child doesn't care about luxury watches or followers or job titles. Those things are learned, which means they can also be unlearned. You understand? If you had learned something which is not beneficial for you, for yourself, you can unlearn it. It's not like you can never change. So the author spends time reflecting on how many of our beliefs are absorbed during childhood before we have the ability to question them. He connects this to inherited patterns that quietly continue shaping our lives until we become aware of them. So, what happened? These all patterns, they quietly trying to change, quietly and continuously shaping our life. Think about your first memories. Maybe someone compared you to your brother. Maybe a teacher embarrassed you. Maybe someone laughed when you answered a question. We all that had that experience in school, like people make fun, kids make fun of each other. So all these things happen. But maybe someone told you you'll never make it. Maybe nobody said anything at all. Maybe they simply failed to tell you that you mattered. Sometimes silence becomes programming too. Like my personal experience, I used to get bullied a lot. People will tell me, oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Oh, you are too heavy to do martial arts. Oh, you will get injured. But my mental pattern was completely different. If you going to challenge me, you already are at loss because my mindset is I always win every single challenge. So that's what a mental shift can do. Now, all these things happen in the childhood. I'm talking about the age where you still cannot question anything because you are still growing, you are absorbing everything comes to you, your experiences. So almost from when you born till age 7, 8, somewhere around like that. Now, years later, you're 40 years old now, running a business, raising children, leading meetings, yet somehow you're still trying to prove something to a version of yourself that no longer exists. I'll, I will give you a small exercise to do. Just sit with yourself, okay? Don't think about anything. Just observe your thoughts. Just observe. You will get so many answers to so many unanswered questions which you thought cannot be found anywhere. Now, as a coach, I have seen athletes stronger than most people could imagine, completely destroyed by one sentence they believed about themselves. Not because it was true, because it was repeated. That's how programming works. The mind does not always believe what's true, it often believes what's familiar. We all know about law of attraction. We all know about studies in psychology. We all know these things that whatever you are telling to yourself becomes your identity. Think about advertising. If a company repeats the same message thousands of times, eventually people start believing it. Not because they carefully investigated it, because repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity starts feeling like truth. Now ask yourself, How many times have you repeated, I'm not enough, I'm unlucky, I always fail, I'll never change? Hundreds, thousands, maybe tens of thousands. And then we wonder why those beliefs feel real. Just today, I had an experience with one of my fellow coaches because we was telling him something, and he's like, I am a loser in this, I'm a loser in that, I'm a loser in that, but this is the only thing I'm not loser in. I was looking at him and thinking, like, why are you calling yourself a loser? For us, you are really strong. You are one of the strongest person I know. But why do you call yourself loser? Why you call yourself a failure? That hits me. Like people, they don't want to sit with them and understand that these thoughts are not them. These are programming. But they are too much stuck in that same loop that they don't bother even to change it. They think that's them, but it's not. One reflection from the book challenged me here. The author asks us to compare those inner messages with what Allah actually says in the Quran. If a thought constantly condemns you or strips away the dignity Allah gives humanity, He encourages reader to question whether that thought truly comes from divine guidance or from conditioning that have carried for years. Now, that question changed everything for me. Not do I believe this, but where did I learn this? Because those are completely different questions. Imagine someone hands you a backpack, okay? Imagine someone hands you a backpack when you are 5 year old. Every year, someone secretly adds another brick: fear, comparison, shame, failure, guilt, rejection, all of these bricks in your backpack. Now, by the time you are 30, the backpack weighs 100 kilos. You have carried it for so long. You don't even realize you are carrying it. You just assume walking hurts. My back hurts, my neck hurts, my shoulders feel heavy. But you don't even think that it might be the weight I'm carrying. Unnecessary weight. What if life was never meant to feel this heavy? Have you ever thought of that? What if you are not exhausted because life is impossible, but because you are carrying beliefs that were never yours to begin with? Have you ever pondered on that? Have you ever spent time with yourself? I know so many people who are scared to sit with themselves. They always want party, crowd, and all that stuff. Sit with yourself sometime. You will learn a lot. Here's something I tell fighters all the time: you don't become faster by adding weight, you become faster by removing it. Think of it. You want to learn for speed, you want to train for speed. We usually train with ankle weights and wrist weights and we practice. What happens when we remove them? We become fast. We become faster. So it's the same thing with life. Maybe growth works the same way. Maybe becoming who Allah created you to be isn't about adding more books, more seminars, more motivations, more achievements. Maybe it's about removing everything that never belonged there. Because the hardest prison in the world is not built with concrete, it's built one belief at a time. And the saddest part is that many prisoners don't even know they are locked inside. Same exact thing, I'm telling you. Sit with yourself. Do not be afraid from your own thoughts. Observe them. Don't try to fight them. But now, here's the good news: the moment you recognize the prison, is the moment the door first becomes visible. I'm gonna give you the reference of the Matrix. Remember Neo? Yeah, think of that. Think harder. And I'll see you in next episode.